everyone, and welcome back to Faith and Flower. If you're new here, my name is Robin. In today's video, I have something a little bit different for you. We had another beautiful fall day and we wanted to take advantage of it by working on a yard project that we've been talking about for a while. We have this unused corner of our backyard, and in today's video, we are going to convert it into something useful. First thing in the morning, Patrick and I headed over to Home Depot to pick up the supplies that we were going to need. And our plan is to put a raised bed here and grow a few vegetables. That space has been sort of an eyesore, and so we were looking to make it a little bit prettier but also functional. When we lived in North Carolina, we had 4.5 acres, and there we had a pretty good sized raised bed vegetable garden, and I think I was starting to miss that a little bit. When I planted a fall crop in our old garden, I usually use seeds, but I wanted to jumpstart the project, so I decided to go ahead and buy plants from Home Depot. They're not organic, so please forgive me that this time. I will be treating our garden organically though, and we are buying organic soil. If you are interested in organic gardening and composting, make sure you watch all the way till the end of the video because I'm going to have a very easy bonus project for you there. Having a smaller yard here in Texas has actually been pretty fun for us. We miss all of the projects that we used to do when we had our 4.5 acres, but having a smaller yard means we have more free time for exploring the area and doing other things with our time on the weekends. But this was the perfect size project to just complete in one morning, and we had a lot of fun doing it. Wanted to put the raised bed against this rock wall, which isn't completely square, so we had a little opening here on the side that we needed to fill, and Patrick went in search of a stone. The first stone revealed this really interesting cone-shaped snail. There was actually a couple of them in there, and rather than disturbing their home, Patrick found a different rock that fit that area perfectly. The first thing we did was cover the entire area with a weed-suppressing fabric. Pulling weeds is always the least fun part of caring for a garden, and so we decided to take every measure possible to reduce the weeds and make this little garden even more enjoyable. There is one sprinkler in this area, and so Patrick is just going to make a small hole in the fabric to make sure that we expose that, and that's actually going to be quite a help for keeping our little garden watered. Now it's time for us to fill this little raised bed with some garden soil. Austin has been super curious about what we're doing all morning, and he really wants to get in on the action. We went back over to Home Depot to pick out some river stones that we could use to fill in the area around the raised bed. We chose a combination of different sized rocks so that it would be easy to walk on and would have a color that was similar to the other stones in our backyard. I see that we're going to need to teach Austin that this area is not his own personal play space. Here Patrick is just trying to make sure that the sprinkler head stays exposed and arrange the rocks around it. For the most fun part of all, the planting of the vegetables. And I chose collard greens and a type of broccoli that was labeled stir-fry broccoli, which I think is like broccoli rabe. And I was hoping for some kale, but I wasn't able to find that, so we'll have to do that one next year. And we'll just see how these do. It's going to be a fun experiment, and hopefully we'll be able to harvest a few things that we can actually eat. I know that having this little garden space is going to be a lot of fun, and it's really going to make me look forward to spring when I can plan to plant a few things in here. I know tomatoes is definitely going to be one of them. Patrick and I talk all the time about how tasteless the tomatoes from the grocery store are and how much we miss the ones that we used to grow back in North Carolina. My bonus project is to turn this Rubbermaid bin into a composter. And it's a very simple way that you can do this if you have a small space in your yard and you just want a way to compost your kitchen scraps. Patrick is just using his drill to make a few holes in the top of the bin, and this is one that I already had that we weren't really using for any purpose, and so I'm really happy to repurpose it this way. It has sort of latching handles so animals can't get inside, but the holes allow air to get in so that the composting can take place. And so you basically just fill the bottom, just a small layer of leaves, and then top it with some dirt. And we had a little bit of the leftover garden soil from the raised beds that we're going to use. have this small enclosure right next to where we put the raised bed that houses our pool equipment, and there's enough space in there for me to put the compost bin. So it's going to be out of sight, and it's also another way to keep the animals away from it. Composting is so great for the environment for many reasons. Instead of throwing away kitchen scraps into the garbage that will wind up in a landfill, you can put them to work in your garden. And so doing this just allows them to decompose, and the nutrients from those things you can add back to your vegetable garden, around your flowers, shrubs, or trees. I collect all of our kitchen scraps each day and then bring them out and add them to the compost bin. I just mix them into the dirt, make sure that they stay moist by adding water periodically, and then just close it up tightly with a lid. In the summertime, when it's very warm, this process is going to happen even faster, but all of those kitchen scraps will decompose and make a nice rich soil that you can add to your plants. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and that will let me know to make more videos like it. And if you are new to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Subscribing is absolutely free, and it really helps me to grow my channel so that I can continue to bring you more videos. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I look forward to interacting with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great week.